every team in North America runs the comp of Viper, Sage, Sova, and Jett in that fit flex, and that fit flex could honestly be one of the deciding factors in this best of 3.
Could absolutely be, but again, it's kind of coming down to the point that, well, Sully, it's a newer tournament, and it's a newer time. We're seeing Jett back in the mix. This time it's Shazam and Dizzy picking it up, as they've been usually doing, but how does that reintroduction to the meta shake things up, if it does?
I mean, we kind of know how Jett works on this map, right? A lot of people are saying Jett is just super powerful on Icebox to use that operator, get a kill, then immediately dash away. It's just crazy the value you can get out of it. But we're hopping into the pistol round, Gus. We're kicking things off. The rematch finds itself here on Icebox.
I never thought it would be Sully given the hype this time. Yes, folks! Map number 1 between Sentinels and Soniqs, your world champions, facing off against Oceania's finest. And it's already a slower takeover towards that A site, but they make it go fast. Dizzy already in the back of sight. It's an immediate Sage wall too. They have full control and no kills whatsoever going back and forth.
Now, there's so much util dumped down here from Soniqs just to obscure the vision, but as soon as that poison orb goes down, Shazam has presented a golden opportunity.
Shazam already around the corner. He headshots the wrong person, but still getting some decent damage. It's Crunchy right in the mid side at just about 22 HP. He's trying to play out a little bit more time, potentially delay for Dizzy, but Dizzy still in the back of sight, gonna be able to get one, traded back immediately. Ian coming up from behind over at mid, and there you go. Ian might have just iced this whole thing out. Shazam has to go so huge, but he gets a big one onto Ian first, dashes right into the face of Bob, but Bob gets that right click, and that's the first round going back to good old Oceania.
Big round coming out from Soniqs just to kick things off. You see that utility that they use in that backside, that poison orb being one of the biggest things. It obscures so much vision, and in a pistol round like that, if you are Sentinels and maybe you want to try and push straight into the site, prevent the spike from going down, you simply can't from that top Raptors, and that wall as well obscuring the line of sight, losing that 30 HP as soon as you walk into that poison orb makes it super difficult. But as soon as it did go down, you saw a little bit light by the Sentinels, but Crunchy coming up huge with that 2-piece gives Soniqs a pretty good anchor point, at least in the middle of that site, and they pick up that first round of result. Now in this round, Sentinels, it's going to be a lighter buy here. We can see and expect a couple of sheriffs, maybe find a little bit of value from these 2 duelists on the A site. Who knows?
Yeah, Shazam going for an early peek. At least in terms of the play-by-play, it's Soniqs. Still maintaining an option all the way in the back of B main. And it, oh, I like this play, Sully. They show face for a quick second, and they're already out of there.
Right, and if you are Sentinels, having that kind of minimal contact, you're going to want to rotate, right? The core fundamentals of any eco round, or at least when you have only pistols and definitely the lesser guns, is kind of work together, right? Maybe you can overwhelm them with numbers, crossfires might catch them off guard, and especially with the sheriffs in the hands of Tens and Shazam, especially on that A site, can be very scary. Ian causing a little bit of disruption on the B site. I think the cutting and noise definitely sold a double fake for Sentinels, and Soniqs are going to have an open A site here.
Yeah, open A site, and that's all Soniqs were trying to do. Very light util to even approach over onto the A site, and again, no harm, no foul whatsoever if Soniqs overextended a little bit over on the B site. All is too fine, but let's see what the retake is like. Ten's already starting off with a big headshot. Keeps himself at a headshot angle, trying to get himself another kill, but ends up going down anyways. That's going to be Crunchy getting the kill. Plix taking one back onto Shazam, currently at that 3v3. At the same time, too, we had another kill going back from Sentinels. Ian over in the back line, watching out. Takes a dapper big one from Sick, but Plix taking down Zombies at the exact same time is going to leave the Sage down on her lonesome in a 1v2. Could definitely get a whole lot of damage economically, trying to get a little bit cheeky with it on the ropes with nothing but a deke, but Sick has a little bit better of an angle too. Try to find a headshot here. Again, would be so huge, but everyone's just gonna run away. So a little bit more stressful of a situation purely because Sick was in the middle of that site. But Soniqs, well, that's a whole lot of guns taken away actually.
Yeah, it's going to hurt just a little bit, but I think in this meta, at least nowadays, no matter what, you're going to try and bonus this third round, and the best way to compensate for a loss like that is to buy up sheriffs, right? Take those long-range duels. Icebox really affords those kind of situations where if you have that sheriff, the one-shot potential from such a long range can combat against likes of maybe a Vandal or even a Phantom. So Soniqs, it's not going to be too heavy of a reinvestment. As you can see, 2 sheriffs rebought back, and then one Spectre for Bob. So they're going to try to minimize the damage here, see what they can ice out as Sentinels on their full buy. See what early on they can find. Recon Bolt's going to spot at 10, so it kind of nullifies his push just a little bit, but still, he can re-aggress 1 kill, and all he can do is just dismiss and get out of dodge.
Get the hell out of dodge. That's really all you can do, but still in these types of scenarios for Soniqs, we're seeing more and more one-off type peaks, just like this one. It's gonna be Shazam taking down Ian just as around the corner. One of his teammates was baiting out pressure. Zom's with another run right back at the exact same time. Here comes Crunchy, actually in the back of A site. Tagging on a big one onto Dapper. Bob is right next to him, and all of a sudden this round is turned on its head. A revive 10 swinging in at the exact same time, and Sentinels, as the dust subsides, it's all gone against them. It's a 1v2 for Zoms, and, well, not much hope. That's if Soniqs doesn't walk right into a crosshair. Oh, Zoms. That could have been it, couldn't it? But Plix stays alive, 3-0.
Wow, huge round from Soniqs. I mean, the mid play looked really good, at least from Sentinels, to control that. They lose one player, and then they immediately respond back with two of their own. But unfortunately, Soniqs able to battle back pretty well there. I'm not even gonna lie, the res comes up, and I thought, okay, Tens should be able to trade one kill out, maybe get the second, but he gets caught out in the open, and Soniqs able to convert. And that's a round where we spoke about having those sheriffs and those lesser guns, right? It's not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
They're able to close down the gap, close the space, and win out those fights. It puts Sentinels again back on another eco round to trying to maintain their economy, and Soniqs a heavy pressure towards his A side, but that's the flip side. The sheriffs work just as well in the hands of Sentinels.
Yeah, what a great stack from Sentinels. Again, it's trying to maximize damage. It's trying to maximize the million paper cuts to kill ratio, aka you put those pistols all looking at one singular angle, someone is bound to die. So Sentinels utilizing that mentality pretty well, but let's see how they can react over towards this B site. There has been a Viper wall laid out here on B every single round thus far.
Oh my goodness!
But Sentinels, they haven't been onto it! Shazam! Coming in for the skies, taking one away from way far away. And currently a man advantage for Sentinels and no spike plant yet.
But there's so much delay created here by Zoms. He's dropped out so much utility, and it's for Soniqs to make a decision. Do we commit to this plant? And unfortunately, the time brought off that clock gave a slight opportunity for Shazam to take that double updraft and find those two kills. And now Sentinels, they're reading into it perfectly. They've already committed to the rotations. They've got a man advantage, and Tens is already on the scene.
It's more or less a commitment. Tens is still walking around. Still trying to find a better angle, or really just any information period. One person in the middle of sight, it's Crunchy. Having to escape through the cloud burst, but no way! Dapper! That was another one! Dapper is missing out on these shoulder peaks consistently, and Crunchy is finally gonna get the kill. Oh, that one's just a little bit awkward for Dapper, huh? Thank gosh we weren't actually looking in his perspective, or else that would probably be a clip. But I think we're chilling for now. It was just the pistol sully. The rifles come back.
Oh, and an op picked up super early here from Shazam. Where is he going to take it? It looks like possibly to the B site. So this becomes a whole lot more deadly if you are Sonic. So I imagine that we might see a little bit more focus to this A side from Sentinels, just because of how detrimental it is to peek through first a Viper roll and then possibly get shot by an operator. So Tens, he's going to take this forward position. He jumps on the pipes here, gets a very good angle. He can get a kill, dismiss, support his teammate in the back site. But he's got so many players approaching. Dapper really is in the best angle to help out Tens. With the Owl Drone spotting Tens out, he's in a dangerous spot.
Super dangerous spot, but it's so volatile. Could have easily gone a kill and dismissed, but that's the thing, Sully. He was missing that first step. He was missing the kill. He goes down. Now Soniqs have a route over towards that backside. It's going to be Dizzy once again, trying to clear back elbow, but it's going to be Dapper before that wall goes up, getting the kill. Sick is going to be able to get a kill onto Bob. That Viper's pick goes up at the exact same time. Soniqs with a little bit of defense here, but their players are still going down on the perimeter. Ian in the very middle. Has to play around, has to be sneaky. Zoms. And on top of it, Sentinels slowly sneaking right into the cloud. Ian still has full control. Plix on that back line. Ian gets revealed. Has to run away. Pulls at the sidearm. Can't get a kill at all. Instead of Sick getting it. Plix destroy the wall at a perfect time. The satchel goes out and the showstopper hits.
Goodness.
Oh my word, Plix! A 1v2 to push Soniqs to a perfect lead again.
That is incredible from Plix. A perfect understanding, knowing the time on the clock, and that Sentinels have to stick the spike defusal. Throws the blast back, is then immediately ready for that pick, but that is a massive clutch from him. Sick does a really good job of finding the opening picks to allow his team to flood in, but that Viper's Pit clogging up the entirety of the A site makes it so difficult. And Ian, really well played to him to control that part of the map and give Plix this opportunity to win out the clutch. 5-0 start for Soniqs. It is looking really good, and once more Sentinels are on a detrimental bye.
Sully, I don't know if that is anti-stratting or that is just covering all of your options, because that position again and that idea with the satchel, you got to be thinking 500 steps ahead your opponents to even get that done. But Sully looking over towards this round, it's way faster. It's a quick plant, and also a couple of kills at the exact same time. Dizzy getting another one back onto Shazam as that Marshall is already ringing out. Ian trying to come up from behind with a kill onto Zoms, but instead it's the Viper going on Viper. Zoms getting the kill with a trade back from Plix. 3v2.
Revive available here for Sentinels, and Tens has got full HP, the overheal, and a Vandal. Spike in a very tricky position. They know where Plix is. At least a tag on the Tens as well. It doesn't look like it's the most winnable position. The crossbar is being held. Dizzy's got a really good angle as well. 2 players watching it, and as the wall gets instantly broken, yep, nothing here Sick can really do. Maybe try and take a gun out of the hands of Soniqs, but even then, it's not going to be doing too much. 6-0, Soniqs storming their way to a very early lead. Sentinels now will have the buy back, but Soniqs, they are looking golden at the moment.
Sully, I want to warn you. Do you know what happened on Icebox to cause Sentinels to actually come back against Soniqs?
It was a teabag, wasn't it?
It was a teabag.
Yep.
We're not seeing that yet. Soniqs knows.
They've learned their lesson.
It's a different mode for Soniqs today, man. These guys are cutthroat, and I mean, Icebox was already immaculate for Soniqs the last time they played against Sentinels. It's already happening. It's already a perfect score, but this round has to be a little bit better, Sully. The rifle's back in the hands of Sentinels, and early on, this Viper Wall play is a little bit cheeky. They put up a Viper's Pit and a Viper Wall at the exact same spot. Yellow Box is the only spot where these attackers can go.
Yeah, I don't know if Sentinels are trying to reroute the players to the A site, but it looks like Soniqs are still sticking around a little bit. Shazam's gotten investigative with his operator. Tens is right behind to help hold belt. But at the moment, it's Soniqs who have just cut noise. The instant idea is that, okay, we've used the Viper's Pit. There should be no way that by us dumping utility on the B site, that Soniqs should still be committing. But that's not the case. Soniqs are just sitting around and waiting. It's up to Ian, who's on a pretty late lurk, to maybe try and find something in the kitchen or at least get an opening, because all the info Shazam's got is allowing Tens to lean back to the B site, and alongside Dapper, the info revealed that Ian's down mid. Soniqs they've basically revealed their entire hand at this point in time, and it's up to Sentinels to see if they can stop them.
Yeah, this is big too. They can play around that sorry. that Viper's Pit perimeter. Yeah. And yeah, they can sneak back all the way back into spawn if they want to, Sully.
Yeah, Zoms, he's in.
Oh my god, they're totally doing
it.
it.
Oh yeah, all the way around.
Is
and now they might encounter someone.
Well, and they're planning towards spawn.
Spike planted.
Oh, this is such a good counteraction. They've gone completely against it, but Sully, this is one of the worst spots for you to play it, period. 2 players already rotating towards the back of spawn, and Soniqs now, they have to face on a 2-on-5 at the exact same time. Plix getting a kill back onto Dapper, but he drops right into the cold hands of Sick. Yeah, okay, funny idea, but certainly not going to be a dub. Great idea with the Sage Wall, though.
Yeah. That was my main concern, is that, okay, yeah, you playing for backside, but now where do you go? You go back to Snowman, and then literally you're going to end up running into basically everyone. Dapper and Tens were already there at the ready to make that fight happen, and as soon as they walk across, Tens and Dapper are there to meet them. So Sentinels finding their first round on the board, at the very least. Jet.
Right.
Or apologies, Shazam will have the operator back in his hands. Back to the A site. Another focus here from Soniqs. It looks to this B side. Ian has already got a molly lined up. I assume that's going to go towards back yellow to try and force Dapper, or apologies, Zoms out of position. Zoms has been really good with his util so far, right? Causing so much delay, and now he's going to throw that wall up. But what can he do here? Is already 4 players, space made by Dizzy. And Zoms has got to try and hold it back, at least to allow rotations to come into the site.
Exactly right. He's just putting on those slow orbs again. Potentially give some better positionings for his teammates a little bit more time to do so. I do like those shock dart lineups, and indeed they're going to land right in the middle of defaults. So delaying even more time, and still they're going into the back of site again, Sully. Soniqs are just bombarding at least every single corner and crevice that this site has to offer, and they're going for the same back site plant. Okay. Sure, this time it's a little bit crossed up too. A couple players over towards yellow box, and 2 players from Sentinels are trapped in the very middle, and Shazam takes down Ian, as Ian was starting to get a little bit cheeky, trying to go for a flank over in the mid side. But Sentinels, they're taking this close for a reason, Sully. This is so hard to navigate.
At this point, it feels almost impossible, right? You've got 2 different angles to clear, and there's so many more possible. Yep, there's that crossfire. And while Shazam's able to get a couple of exits here, it's not going to be enough. It'll all be in vain. 7-1 Soniqs. Such a quick take, right? The idea is that instead of allowing Tens and Dapper to make that rotation, which they did in the last round, is just trying to immediately cut it off and have the surprise factor where you have the control to make that peak. As soon as you want that Viper wall to go down, you can take that fight, and that's what they did. Sentinels concede another round, in Soniqs on this attacking side, this is insane. Sentinels, they're going to be in another eco round. It's another chance for Soniqs to find another round.
And it's funny because I think we had 2 straight rounds where, you know, it is just an absolute util dump in the middle of the B site, and Soniqs almost used that against Sentinels. I don't know, Sully. Are we just seeing a little bit of secret sauce here from Soniqs? Because I'm personally getting a little bit confused watching these plays. But hey, let's get back into it. Oh my gosh,
goodness!
Shazam coming out of nowhere, getting himself 2. All right. So now Soniqs, this is quite the way for them to get up against the ropes. It's gonna be a couple of pushes. The Hunter's Fury coming out at the exact same time. Crunchy pushing back. This could have been a man advantage here, Sully. But Sentinels have thrown her away with that last kill.
Toxins going up.
Now it's up to Zoms here on the B side. Rotation's coming in quick, but he catches Ian. You don't expect Zoms in that position. After all the contact made on A, I think Ian was assuming that Zoms had made a rotation, but not at all. Flicks gives away the information. He still has a showstopper to play off of, so not all done just yet. Noise has been made. Zoms again with a 3-second kill. Can Crunchy really pull this out? 1 versus 3. He knows at least the location of 2, but it's such a tricky site to navigate because there's only 1 plant spot you can really go for, and there's only so many locations you can fall back to. And up against 3, you've got to hit your shots here, my man.
Yeah, he's got to hit the shots, and he's taking the damage too. He does utilize that heal a little bit early, and he gets a kill right through the Viper wall. Watch out around the corner is Tens, and Tens ices it out. So, yeah, awkward scoreline. Not so awkward round, in all honesty, for Sentinels. They got a little bit too confident, but that was their setup from the beginning.
Yeah, I really like how Sentinels, they've changed it up a little bit. They're taking the fight straight to Soniqs, right? Shazam with that super early dash, comboed with the Hunter's Fury to try and counter. I mean, it's a perfect setup coming out from Sentinels. You force Soniqs to make the move, and with all that space that you take up, you force them essentially to one site, and Zoms was in a perfect position to take down the first player, and then playing around the boxes, playing around that B-bomb site, is able to find the second. They went out the round essentially because of it, and now they're back to a full buy. But Soniqs, with so many credits, I've got no worries whatsoever, and it's Dizzy who's going to pull out the operator this time around as a full focus towards this A side. Dapper's going to get a little bit of early information off the recon bolts, at least reveal where Plix is, and you know he is the main duelist to entry, so now they should be kind of feeling it out. Tens is pushed down B main. The A site should be essentially telegraphed at this point.
Yeah, should pretty much be. I do like that counter. Sage wall, and what is going on there with Dapper? Puts himself in the middle of view. Looking at another angle, but he gets taken down from heaven. Soniqs now, without even making a step into the A site, Sully has 2 kills. Sentinels are now forced to put
they're going back.
Their last few bodies, and now they're going right into the crosshair. Tens, oh man. We were expecting Tens to do something there. He gets a singular kill, but this is good for Sentinels. This is a little bit of a moment for them to breathe, and not only that, but they get that revive off. It's a 1-man advantage for Soniqs going into the B site.
So Shazam is already here. The wall's going to go up. Sage wall should go down here as well. The spike plan essentially free, but Shazam putting so much pressure. Crunchy still wants to stick it. He goes down in a 3 versus 3. Another from the backside of Sick, and now it's just down to 2. And both of these players are stuck towards B main. How do they work their way out? There's double blast back and a showstopper for Plix to create space. And other than that, it is tricky. And Shazam again going dangerous. Finds another kill, and now Bob, nothing she can really do. It's a 3rd round for Sentinels, and a perfect play from Shazam to cut down the space.
Yeah, I like how Bob tried to go for the 1-tap too, but certainly she's not able to pull that off in a 1v3. But it is what it is, Sully. Yes, Sentinels. What a round from them. And I think mainly what we saw from Sentinels was just a very fast response to both takes. Very fast response to the A take. You immediately got 3 bodies into the back of sight, and not only that, but the counter stage wall alongside that orb. A lot of things worked out for Sentinels there. It was the early round. Ended a break moment.
Standing ahead.
Oh, Shazam. So close, and he's got tens right behind him. This is a combo. Gets a kill and dismisses. That's what we've been waiting for. Classic tens on the Reyna, and he's gonna net at least 2 kills. He could have gone for maybe a little bit extra, but heal comes into play in 10. Oh man, he's still going for it. He's got a third already. 10. Don't do it to him.
No
Did
way.
he find 4? That's awkward. That is really awkward. 6 gonna get it nonetheless. And well, Sentinels taking the fight again to Soniqs. Huge play from Tens and Shazam to close it again. That space towards the A side. They find a 4th, and now they're looking for a 5th to end the half.
Yeah, it was fiending for it. Yeah, one more round to end the half. Soniqs, they still have economic advantage, and not only that, but realistically, only 2 of their ultis. One of them is still charging. Has 2 more charges. By the way, right as I say that, Sully, this is our first cast post-patch. I don't really feel too much of a pace change with those orbs, I'll be completely honest.
No, not really. I mean, it doesn't feel like either team is really focused on getting orbs. It's kind of just been a clash of util dump.
Yeah.
Soniqs, they're going back to the B site. A little bit different of a wall from their snowman push setup. Oh, Tens. He's going to get punished because of that one. Thankfully, there's a trade back from Shazam as he goes hunting for a little bit extra. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Does he expect him? No, he's not even looking at that angle. Shazam going to get punished here so easily, and yes, he does. That's cracked open the A side. You know, both of the duelists are down, so retake potential just became so much harder for Sentinels. And going into this A site, Dizzy's not even going to look. Dapper's going to get a free pick, and it's back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, of course, you would never expect someone to already be an elbow in that position, so is what it is. Dapper gets the kill, and Sig, no way! Sig doesn't get the second free one! Instead, Bob goes away scot-free and is able to heal up too. Plex is still here in the middle of sight, but Plex gets caught with his pants down. What is going on with all these Sonics players and all their pants are down? Sentinels now have 3 players remaining, trying to fight back the 2-man yellow box swing.
Oh my goodness!
From Crunchy! Crunchy going big and getting 2! Sick and Zoms go down in a heap, and now, off the revive, the Raze is back, and more importantly, the Showstopper is here to stop the half. Sully, it's Dapper now in a 1v2. The plant should be able to go down.
It is so winnable. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. Plex, not gonna be able to find anything. Dapper's a little bit afraid. I love the use of that Showstopper. It's to ensure that Dapper doesn't try an early swing. He doesn't take the peek. He knows one's back towards yellow, but the other is unknown.
Yeah, I do like that idea. Potentially too wasteful just for a Q, you know, but let's see what happens. Dapper trying to go for at least one shock dart back over towards the yellow box. Knows that Plex is in the back, knows that the other person is in main, so has at least isolated a couple of 1v1s here. Can make sure that at least none of these players swing. Plex staying safe. Crunchy showing face a little bit more. Plex playing a ring around the rosy. Dapper approaching up from behind. He gets Plex. Still 1 more remaining. Crunchy, run for the hills, my friend. Gotta play around this, and Dapper has no time whatsoever. It's a perfect clutch for Crunchy. He pulls off the 1v3, reviving a player to go with him at the exact same time. But it's wonderful, Sully. It's an 8-4 half for the Australians.
Yo, Red Bull clutch coming out from Crunchy just to close it out. Very well played at that last second. I love how we find those 2 kills. Those 2 were just insane to win out the round, essentially. Gets the revive, and Crunchy knows what he has to do. He hears the spike. It's ticking down to detonation. Just has to dance around the box and playing with Dapper just a little bit. It's 8-4. Soniqs, a very, very strong start to Icebox. And, I mean, while this map is a little bit attacking sided for Sonic statistically, it's 65 in the attack and 64% on the defense win rate. So they should be just as strong here, but knowing Sentinels, this is their favorite side. We'll see what heat they can bring. It's already they're anchored towards this B site. It doesn't look like they throw the wall up initially, so they might not be committed, but there it goes. Early snake bite to delay, and Ion's going to get some information. They see the Sova, and that should be a strong tell that this might lean towards the B side at least.
Sully, Sonics have an 85% win rate on this map, and don't really think that 85% is going to lean into the 15. Soniqs is looking really, really good at the moment, and Icebox just might be the one breakaway for them. Let's see how this set up, though. I do like this counteractive util from Ian, but it's going to take a whole lot more for sure once those toxins actually go down. Great timing from Sentinels. They pull up the Viper wall right at the exact same time. They can make their way right into the middle of yellow. Scot-free here, Sully.
Yeah, and Ian immediately backing away. You know this has to be a retake. On a pistol round like this, you need that Viper wall to go down to try and commence the retake. Bob struggling just a little bit for the kill, but she's still going to get it nonetheless. In a 5v4, Dapper's around this corner where he can swing off his teammates.
Okay, Plix going a little bit deep, trying to take down Dapper. It was mainly Dapper going for a little bit more of a wide swing than usual. This orb is covering up to these players from Sentinels, and it just makes this post point a whole lot harder. Soniqs, they combine their efforts, 3-man swing over into the back of yellow box, and that's going to be yet another very, very important round, Sully. That is the pistol round going back to Soniqs.
It's a huge start because now you find 9. You know you're going to be on the stronger bio against Sentinels coming up, so there's a good chance you get 10 here. And I mean, this is scary territory for Sentinels, and honestly, it's pretty much unknown territory. They haven't lost Icebox in such a long time, at least in this fashion. I don't want to put a bad omen on them, but at this rate, something needs to turn around. Sentinels, with that pistol round loss, I was hoping that maybe they go for a light force, but no, we again see more or less the same from our pistol round, or our second round of the last half. 2 Sheriffs, light buy with the pistols to maybe convert here, and Soniqs are going all in. 5 Spectres, they are taking no chances at losing this round.
Are there really any chances to take? Along this line, Sentinels can surely wring you dry, even in an eco round like this, even in a pistol round like this. But yes, we're playing tic-tac-toe with Viper walls once again, right into the middle of sight. And I like that cheeky angle from Dizzy, but even better from Tens. A wide swing and getting a fat headshot in. Oh my! Blix goes down in a heap. It's a 3-on-3. Crunchy coming up from behind at a really good time, but could certainly help out his team just a little bit in terms of heals. Let's see if he runs into anyone, though. There's 2 players into the back of sight. Bob's going to be able to reveal one, and Crunchy ends up getting the kill back, and Zom's at the exact same time sitting in the middle of short elbow. Well, that's the round. 3 players survive for Soniqs. Easy breezy.
And no matter what, Soniqs, there was always some kind of getaway plan, right? If the Viper volley didn't get a kill, already there was Sage on the back line, Crunchy ready for that flank, perfectly timed as well. So really no chance Sentinels had in winning that, but they made it a little bit costly. Again, it's only 2 kills, nothing too major, similar to their last bonus that Soniqs had. They're gonna reinvest with a couple of Spectres. I imagine Dizzy is gonna buy a Sheriff here alongside Crunchy. It doesn't look like, maybe not. Nope, just a classic there for Dizzy. All right, then. Still, Sentinels, they'll have their full buy back, and they approach at least early on this B site, and you can see the rotations. Soniqs are making the read. They hear that Sova Owl Drone, and they know that the focus, or at least the majority of players, will be towards this B side. Yeah,
no, Owl Drone is a really, really big commitment to actually go for, so it'll be quite the rarity if you see an Owl Drone go around, and it is a little bit more of a fake. Potentially so. Soniqs have kind of been a little bit more taken aback by some of these takes, but look at this over towards mid. It's Crunchy closing up on space, and Dapper was there to cut him off. So all right, so the tell for a B take has been broken down, Sully. So instead it's shazam arcing now that A site, going right around it, making sure that nobody can expect, and still getting himself a second, making a third. No, Plix getting the kill, but only 45 HP left in a 1v4. No chance. Sully, what a setup. Even having that lurk in that position, how did Shazam even get there? How did Shazam stay there?
Yeah, you gotta love it from Sentinels, right? They find that first pick onto Crunchy that works their way back, and then there's just so much uncertainty for Soniqs, and suddenly Sentinels have a really good opportunity to work their way back into A site. And Shazam, who's in this perfect spot, who was lurking there essentially the entire round, waiting for that moment. As soon as Dapper finds that kill, opens things up, and Sentinels, they at least have a 5th. They've won their full buy, but it's Soniqs who will be back on one of their own.
This could surely break the back of Soniqs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word! Yeah! Oh my word! It's not only breaking their backs, it's breaking their heads. Sully, what a headshot from Shazam! What a dash! And now this B side is wide open. There's only one person here. Wow.
It's just broken this entire B defense, and Ian's like, what do I even do? Trying to retake a little bit of ground. You've lost completely towards alt mid. And Dapper is still towards B main, but Plix is good for at least the first hunt to 10s. That'll at least break up a little bit of the defense, but you still have to worry about Shazam. He is in such a good angle to cut down the play from mid side. And Ian, he's got to get really good timing here as the wall starts to come down.
It's not just Ian that needs to get good coverage. It's Crunchy. Crunchy, unbelievably so. Waltzing right into the back lane. And Dizzy now coming in at a perfect time. Gonna be able to get one. Dapper now still with that shock dart. Going right under the smoke. From long range. Gonna be able to get one. Still. The defuse coming in from Dizzy. Still has a Hunter's Theory. And the amount of delay from Dapper does it. Sentinels sneaks away around from Soniqs.
And he was the player that came back from B main. He knew that as soon as Soniqs took that space into alt mid, he was going to reroute himself back and be there for that post plant. That is expertly done for the Red Bull clutch from Dapper. Huge, huge plays coming out from him. And Sentinels, they at least have the 6. They are staying alive in this first map. And Soniqs, it is close. It's not enough. You have to find a way to outthink your opponents. And in that round, Dapper did everything.
Dapper had all of the pivotal util at the end of the round too, and you can't really take anything away from his teammates either, just delaying time as much as possible in the middle of sight, but Soniqs doing a great job of just navigating that defense, made it all possible. But slowly yet another round, and it's Sentinels with a fast takeover towards that B site. Soniqs has been left out in the dirt with a couple of pistols, and this one is not looking all too good for him.
Oh, and Ian's trying to use that little gap to double swing as well. Reinforced by Bob. She's going to support Ian for that first kill. Heal can go in. And keep in mind, Gus, there is a showstopper in play. Plix can take up so much space and even maybe find a kill in this 4 versus 5. But the revive for Sentinels, it's going to be really big if Sick can play the buddy system with one of his teammates.
To really make this worth it, they need to get some information. They need to know who is where. And oh my, again. Plix went into the showstopper, completely dry Sully, and he gets punished for it. Taken away from midair, and now it's only one person remaining for Soniqs after Crunchy and Dizzy go down. It's Shazam with a 2K taking down Ian. 10-7. So Sentinels, yeah, no, that's kind of what we expected from that round. Maybe not with the steps in the middle, including that showstopper, but it's pretty cool that we landed here. 7-10, and the bye will come back to Soniqs.
Really big kill from Sick, because if you allow that showstopper to slip through and break your defensive line, next thing you know, players will be forced back deeper into B main. Obviously, Sick could have gone down there immediately as soon as that showstopper comes into play, so big kill coming out on that post plant. But Soniqs, you said they'll be back on their full buy. They're looking a little bit more aggressive towards B main. I think they want to try and early challenge this, and Shazam doing the exact same dash, routing their way back. It's the exact same plan where Dapper had that 1v1 clutch off the showstopper, off the Hunter's Fury. They're doing it once more here, but they're a little more prepared here, Soniqs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A couple more bodies here, a little bit more util, and there you go! No way! Sully, you mentioned it. They were way more prepared. The ultimate could have definitely stopped things, but they're still fighting back. Still going to be 2 kills going back and forth. Sick going all the way back to try to get that revive. And man, oh man.
Boost.
Crunchy. Yeah, no, there you go. There goes that boost. And wow. I keep saying wow because I'm shook, Sully. Yet another play where that Sage wall goes up, and it's another fake. This is great from Sentinels, but okay. Soniqs still able to get off a couple. Crunchy reviving Ian at the exact same time. So Sentinels, with their risky mission, ends up losing out 2 players at the exact same time.
And I don't even know if you can get the spike down here. Bob is going to cause a delay. Snakebite goes in as well to at least give Zoms a little more room to work with. But this Viper wall, you don't know what waits on the other side, so it has to go down before you make that approach. And those seconds, valuable seconds, give time for Soniqs to make rotations. And well, they will get it down. They've got no post play to the back on. It's all up to their aim, and Dapper not going to be enough. Zoms in the 1v3 has activated the Viper's fit, but everyone is fanning him down. He's still going to be able to find one, but Dizzy coming out from screens is going to ice things out. 7-11, Soniqs, a huge round to pick up to break the back of Sentinels here.
If we're being completely honest, if there's ever an ulti that can allow you to pull off a 1v3 like that, it would have to be the Viper Spit. So, not exactly a terrible idea, but certainly not going to help them out in this little last run. Considering the fact on how easy, actually, some of these takes have been for Sentinels, I would like to think that a Viper's Pit for a post plant would be super helpful in just trying to steal away around. I think that's just me thinking out loud, but Sully, Soniqs is just doing good at the moment, man.
There's really no other way to put it. Again, this is like that benchmark. This is that evolution that Soniqs have gone through. It's been 2 to 3 months since these 2 teams last played, and Soniqs, they've been through it, man. They've played so many tier 2 events, and it's all showing up. People have been saying that the tier 2 seed is catching up, but that's
This
evident
entire
just from
tournament,
yesterday,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's more so here now than ever. And Soniqs, if they can get a 12th tier, they break Sentinels' economy.
Ooh.
They can maybe find a win. Dizzy playing super up close, has a dash to get out if he's able to find 1 kill.
Dizzy could have totally just gotten a kill there. There was a slower going right
that
towards
wall.
him, but he wants to stay cheeky. He wants to stay back. Good wall over towards that short side.
Oh,
and
no!
Dizzy! No! The crossfire works! Shazam and Ten's looking at the exact same spot. Shazam actually got a flick off of that. So it's gonna be Plix trying to get a kill, but it's actually the nade getting a kill in the back of the wall. Sonic still in the man advantage. Dapper looking towards the back. 3v3. And the spike still cannot go down.
Oh my
Blitz!
goodness!
Such a good time for that swing. At the exact same time, it's Crunchy too. Dapper in a 1v3 has a Hunter's Fury, but it's so hard as now Sonics are going to the buddy system. 2 players sticking right next to each other, arm in arm, are going to take this team to a 12th round against what is, Sully, debatably the best team in the world.
That is expertly played from Soniqs. The wall coming out from Crunchy to reroute players to the other side of Jenny. And there lies 2 to 3 players. Plix and Crunchy finding immaculate kills to win them this round. I mean, Plix off of that nade and the more pressure onto Tens. That spike, it was never going down if I'm being completely honest. There was just too much pressure created. And Sentinels found themselves in that impossible situation to win out. Soniqs, util dump at its finest. And they are on mat point.
And not a lot of space to go through, too. I love the util going back from Sonics, just stopping Sentinels in the middle of their tracks. Now, it's going to be Sentinels trying to make their path a little bit easier. This Hunter's Theory could be able to ping a couple, but was only able to get 1. Good counter Sage Wall early on from Crunchy, but it's immediately blasted back. There goes a big nade, getting big damage. But Plix still looking over towards that back line. No spike has gone down just yet. Shazam sitting in the middle of tube. There's 3 players over towards mid. That could be his next target. Shazam wants to go in, but Bob peeks in at a good time. The timing for Shazam doesn't work. Blix going in. 2-man advantage now for Sonics. Sentinels, they are going down bit by bit. 1 more player remaining, and it's Somso in a 1v4, and the showstopper stops it all. Map number 1 goes to Australia. It goes to Oceania. Sonics has it.
And we'll be right back to break it all down. There is just too much that's going on.
Oh.
Which brings me to my next point. Do we think KO would date an air fryer?
Dude, Jacob, Jacob.